Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the bead stitch. It's quite a simple 2-row repeat and it gives this fantastic texture both front and back, and it's just a really fun stitch to have in your stitch library. To begin, pop a slip knot onto your hook. Now the pattern multiple for the bead stitch is 2 plus 1. So all that means is you're going to chain in multiples of 2, 2, 2, 2 until your project is as wide as you want it to be, then add one more chain right at the very end. I'm just going to be making a small sample today, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 15. For row 1, we're going to begin by working into the second chain from the hook. Now this loop on your hook does not count as anything. You only want to count these fully formed chains hanging down below. So 1, 2. I'm also going to work into the back bump for mine. Now that's totally personal preference. You work into whichever bit of the chain you find easiest. And into that second chain, I'm going to work a single crochet stitch. Then single crochet into every chain all the way along the row. For row 2, we're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet stitch, and then turn your work. Now because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet stitch, we're going to skip over this first stitch, and into the second stitch we're going to work a double crochet. So immediately into that second stitch. Now we're going to begin our bead. Now the bead is worked around the post of this double crochet stitch. So I'm going to be working into this gap here. So yarn over and go into this space and draw up a loop. And again, yarn over, go into this space working around this double crochet stitch and draw up a loop. Then one more time, yarn over, go into this space and work around that double crochet stitch. You will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. Now to complete the bead, we're going to yarn over and pull through the first 6 loops only. So you're going to leave 1 loop on your hook. So yarn over, rotate your hook down and pull through all 6 of those first loops. And then to complete the bead, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops on your hook. Now skip a stitch. You can see we worked our double crochet to this one, so skip the next one and double crochet into the stitch after. And again, we're going to work our bead. Now you may have noticed when I work my beads, I rotate my work slightly, so I'm almost working vertically. I find that helps with the actual bead itself, but it's entirely personal preference. Once you've done a few of these, you'll find which way works best for you. But we're going to work our bead around that double crochet stitch. So again, yarn over, go into the space around the stitch, draw up a loop. That's once, do it 2 more times. You'll have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 6 of those 7 loops. Then yarn over and pull through those last 2. We're going to repeat this, so skip a stitch, double crochet into the next, and then work your bead around that double crochet stitch that you just made. So yarn over, go into the space and draw up a loop 3 times. That's once, twice, and that's the 3rd time. Once you have 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 6, and then yarn over and pull through those final 2. Skip a stitch, double crochet into the next. That way we have space between our beads, and work the bead. Yarn over, draw up a loop once, twice, 3 times, then yarn over and pull through the first 6 loops, leaving that very last loop on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Now once you get across to the other side and you have 2 stitches remaining, we're going to end with a double crochet into that very last stitch. So you started with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet stitch. We worked our beads all the way along, and then we end with just a double crochet into that very last stitch. Now for row 3, we're going to chain 1, does not count as a stitch, and turn our work. Then work a single crochet into that very first stitch where you just chained from, to the top of the double crochet. Now we're going to be working single crochets along this row, and this is the row where you can slip up. So this is the one you really need to concentrate on. Each bead has 2 stitches. So we have the double crochet that you worked and then the bead around it. So you have 2 stitches, 1, 2 up the top. If I rotate it around, 1, 2. One is larger and more obvious than the other. So for each bead, we're going to need 2 single crochets. It's very, very easy to miss the top of the double crochet from the row below. So just concentrate on this one. So we're going to do a single crochet into the top of the bead and a single crochet into the top of the double crochet the bead was worked around. So that's 2 stitches for each of your beads. Moving across to the next one, single crochet into the top of the actual fat puffy bead itself and the double crochet stitch. So 2. So count as you go along. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And when you reach the other side, you've got another bead here. So 1, 2, and then the one which is really easy to forget, this very last chain 3, we need to work a single crochet into the top of that as well. So single crochet into that chain 3, the turning chain from the row below. You should have an even number of single crochet stitches. So to continue the pattern, we're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 for as long as you want your project to be. So the bead row followed by the single crochet row. So to recap row 2, this bead row, you start with a chain 3 and turn your work. That chain 3 counts as a double crochet stitch So we're going to work a double crochet into the second stitch along. Then work your beads around the double crochet you just made. So that's a yarn over and pull up a loop 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then yarn over and pull through the first 6 loops of those 7 loops that you'll have on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. Skip a stitch and work a double crochet into the next and make your bead around that double crochet stitch. You're going to work this all the way along until you have 2 stitches remaining. Once you worked your final bead and you have 2 stitches remaining, you're going to end by skipping a stitch and working a double crochet into that very last stitch of the row. Then you repeat row 3, so chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. Turn your work and work a single crochet into the top of that double crochet that you just made, and then 2 single crochets into the top of each of your beads. Then once you have finished working single crochets into the top of the beads, don't forget to work your very last single crochet into the top of the chain 3 turning chain from the row below. All your beads will be neatly stacked one atop the other. It looks fantastic both front and back. Now once you have made your project the length that you want it to be and you have finished your very final single crochet stitch, to finish your project you're going to chain 1, cut your yarn leaving a nice long tail to weave in, pull that all the way through, pull it tight, and your bead stitch project will be complete. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do let me know down in the comments what you think of the bead stitch. And until next time, happy crocheting. Bye!